Chandra.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Linda.
I'm Linda. Mary. I think I want to say my name first. So
I'm sorry, Mary.
I copy you everything you say.
So we have three Lindas here today.
Yes, we do.
No, this is Mary. Anyway, so welcome to our kitchen, and we are cooking something today that we love. We absolutely love, and there's several variations.
And you're going to love it too. You're going to love this recipe.
So y'all are going to have to bear with us because this is done in steps. And I will tell you right now that we will be on here over an hour. So if you're not able to watch the whole thing at once, maybe you can come back and watch it on replay. And so what we've done this morning, Mary, I've gone over this in my head a dozen times.
Bless her heart. She has been working so hard to make this easier for y'all and to make it where
all my sticky
you
notes.
can do the best you can with trying to make this yourself, because it's one you're going to want.
So I mixed up, yes, I really do think that you'll love this. I mixed up a batch, and everything is timed because it has to rise. After you mix the batch up, it has to rise, and I do that, and I'll show y'all how I do that in a minute. But then I mix up another batch, and I have it rising. Then you have to, they rise the first time. They have to rise twice. So after they rise the first time, you punch them down and roll them out and put whatever you're putting in the middle of them. And because this is a versatile recipe, we're doing orange rolls, but we're also doing some with cinnamon. Mm-hmm. And they could do, what other kind of rolls?
Anything yeast. It's a yeast roll recipe.
They could put like an apple, like a compote. If it was real fine, you could do that, mix it and put it in the middle. So we're making two kinds today. So anyway, first of all, what we're going to do, go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is actually going to be the third time that Linda has made it this morning. We're making the third batch on camera, letting y'all see, but we've got two other steps ahead that she's already done, so y'all can see the different steps.
So what we're going to do first is we're going to mix up a batch, and we're going to show you how to mix it up. And some of the stuff I've already got done because it has to set a few minutes. You can't just mix it all. So some of y'all that don't cook a lot might not think we know what we're doing. But that's why you can't do something, bake or do something that's got multiple steps. You can't do it in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour. It takes time to do
anything you're doing with yeast, it takes time. So just try to enjoy it and take it a little bit at a time. I told Linda, I said, you're going to have to tell me what to do because she's already got this planned out. So what do we got here?
And I'm using my big Tupperware bowls because our Pampered Chef bowls aren't quite big enough for what I want to do with this. So this is, well, actually it would be, but it has a little rubber tip on the bottom, and I put these bowls in the oven. Y'all don't gasp.
Yeah.
I put these in the oven to rise, but I'll tell you how we do that. So what we've got in here is just all-purpose flour, sugar, extra fine sugar, we use Imperial, and salt.
Yes.
That's what's in here. So, and Mary has whisked this together, so y'all remember her telling you that anytime you mix dry ingredients, you need
to do it together, because if you wait and add your salt or your baking powders or any kind of other ingredients and you put liquid in that, when it hits that salt, it's going to clump up into a knot, and that's what you're going to taste whenever you start to roll it out.
I don't guess I needed but one of those, but
okay.
I'm going to let you show them how to temper the I was going to put that here, so put the pot on it.
Okay. I just washed my hands before we sat down, so this right here is milk that has been scalded and shortening. This is Crisco. Do you use Crisco, Linda?
Yes, I use Crisco.
And this Crisco, you scald your milk, and what scalding is just before it comes to a boil. And when you got the milk on the stove, how you know that it's scalded, it's going to form a little like a film across the top. That's just before the boiling point. So immediately when it forms that little film, you take it off the burner right then because that's scalded. And then we put the shortening in here, and we've got that melted. And now to temper the eggs, I'm gonna. We beat up the eggs. Linda, did you put vanilla in these eggs?
I haven't. Let me get it to you.
Okay.
Because I want.
We're going to put some vanilla flavoring in the eggs because it's liquid. And before I put it in the milk.
Let's use one.
Now, is this just sweet milk, just whole milk?
Yeah. Use one of our little spoons. Okay. I just want just a couple of drops in it.
Okay. Oh, this is the little bitty ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I think one of our sweet friends. I think
they
Lisa
did
sent those to us.
Brown. Is that the
Carver?
Carver. Okay. I was going through my birthday stuff this morning, and I got mine out of the box. All right, so I put the flavoring in that, and that was just a tad, and then and to temper it, you put your eggs. See, your eggs are cold. You don't want to put your eggs in something hot or warm because it'll scramble them. So you just kind of.
And everybody's done it at one time or another, I guarantee you.
Just kind of cool it off a little bit at the time. And I'm sure Linda's waiting on this, but
That's okay. No, I'd rather you do it and not have them scramble than. I'm just going to hand you the spatula to get all the egg out of the bowl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Mary, this dough is very light, so I'm not even going to use my hands to mix this up with. And I'll show y'all what I'm using. I'm just using a spatula.
And if you know anything about dough with yeast in it, you know.
Usually heavy.
Yes, and it don't need to be heavy. And her dough this morning was so nice.
Yeah.
All right, now I got
this.
So
you can just pour all that in here.
Okay. Do you want it all at one time?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to make sure I get it all out.
And I turn the pan, the boiler different from the camera. I'm going to take this over here. I got a little egg on it.
Now I'm going to mix this up here before I add my yeast. And with the yeast, and we were talking about this earlier this morning, yeast can be intimidating. The biggest factor in yeast, and we use the dry yeast, is making sure that your liquid, your water is not too hot, right?
Right,
and,
exactly.
Some recipes you may see that just says, and y'all, this is my recipe, so I know everybody probably does their stuff a different way, but I'm telling you how I do it, and they are pretty good.
Well, I know the one she rolled out a little earlier a while ago, that was the lightest dough
So I've got 1 package of yeast. I think is it 2? It's just a little.
2 teaspoons in it per package, isn't it?
I think so. And then it's warm water, and I've got some sugar in it. And there's a lot of recipes that will not tell you to put sugar in it, but I'm telling you, you need sugar in the water.
And I noticed something you did that I don't normally do, and a lot of recipes calls for it, is to stir that yeast in this, and you didn't stir the yeast, you just sprinkled it on top. See, that's something I do different.
I emptied the package and I just sprinkled it on top. Thank you. And I'm just going to mix this all up together. And most all dough you have to mix with your hands, other than this one.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you do not have to use your hands to mix it with. So,
you need your little scraper now, don't you? What do you need?
Would you just wet me a paper towel?
I will.
And I'm not going to touch this with my hands, but in case my hands get on it, I'm going to use the bowl scraper to fold this back over together. And so you can just clean your spatula or clean your turner here, or whatever they call it. I call it a spatula. I don't care what anybody else calls it. To me, it's a spatula.
Me too.
So all you PC people out there, I know what the proper term is, but I call it a spatula. So this thing right here, this is one of my favorite little gadgets. It's a bowl scraper. And you can kind of do this together. Oh, Mary,
What do you
I
need?
need the oil. Would you get
Yes,
that
yes.
oil out of there? Because I've been using my other bowl to put this in, but since my other bowl is in,
I forgot where you keep your oil.
it's in the, above the microwave. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Mary. And I just put oil in my bowl and just pour. I don't, just not a whole lot.
Is that enough?
That's probably enough. I want to. Don't put it up yet in case I need a little bit more. Put a little bit on that side. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what this is going to look like, and then we're going to cover this with a clean cup towel. And I have my oven set on 170, which is the lowest it will go. And I put this in a cookie sheet and put it in the oven, cover it with a cup towel, and put it in the oven to rise.
Is that timer for we get the stuff out of the oven?
Check the ones that we've already got cut and see how high they've risen.
Okay.
I don't think they have risen enough.
Yeah, they have.
They have. Okay, great. All right, let's take those out
Okay.
and then set the timer on.
Now, the bowl, you want to leave it in here?
Yeah, would you look at it?
It hasn't risen.
Actually, you're going to have to take the bowl out because we're fixing to turn this
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all see my dough there? It's a really, really nice dough. Thank you, Linda.
Okay. You have to hit it again, I think, the timer. So
And
do you want me to bring this over there?
I do, but would you turn
let
the
me do?
oven, hit bake, and turn it up to 375, please?
Okay.
And then bake again.
Okay.
Okay. And you can
Now,
bring,
do you want me to bring this over there?
yeah,
or-
bring the pan over here. And
And what do you want me to do with that bowl?
I'm going to get a cup towel and, well, I guess I'll use this one. I don't have to get another. Don't those look good?
Ooh, they do, and they're big
So,
ones too.
Mary, what we're going
do
to
you want me
do
to
is we're going to spritz this with water, and you tell them why we do this.
Okay.
I don't want a heavy spritz
Put
on
your
it.
hand
Just,
to me, please.
I just
Thank
want a spritz on it.
And we're spritzing it with the water.
Yeah.
You have to pump it to get it to. Okay.
I'm going to try something different. I'm going to turn
Now, Linda, that's it. I didn't do it much. I've never fritzed them before, so can you tell by the way I did it? Did I get? I've never. Think I might not got enough. That's to keep it from to keep it moist.
Yeah,
I know
keeps
what
it
it's
from
for.
drying out. Okay. Ouch.
Did you hit the
myself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
So this is after their steps are kind of, not exactly in order, but this is after she has rolled them out, after they've risen, rolled them out, put the cinnamon sugar in it, and then she cut them into squares, and then we put them in the oven at 170, and until how many minutes, Linda?
it's about 35 minutes.
35 minutes
that they need
after
to
you roll
rise.
them out, and this is what they look like now. Now, what are you going to do now? These are going to bake, right?
Yes. As soon as the oven gets up to our temperature, we're going to bake these. The ones that we just did, I turned the back burner on low
Okay.
just to give this some heat.
Okay.
And I set it in a baking sheet, and I'm
Okay.
going to let those rise some.
Okay.
These are about halfway risen.
Show 'em.
So these, you can see these have orange peel in it, and in just a few minutes we'll punch those down and roll them. And so I'm telling y'all, this is a process.
So when the oven
This
gets
should
done,
be
we
getting
put
hot
these
in
in
just a minute. We'll put these in there.
Okay.
But these are cinnamon. You told them that, right, Mary?
Yes, these are cinnamon. She's got another batch that's got, only difference in that is got orange peel, right?
It's got orange peel
in the dough.
and we're going to put orange peel and orange juice in the icing.
Okay.
So you see, this is one batch, and it made 12, and they all look pretty even, don't they? They look
Yeah.
pretty
They're
even.
big ones.
So we're going to be. I guess we could go ahead. while we're waiting on those to rise a little bit more, can go ahead and mix up some frosting.
Okay.
And we can do that sitting here. I think we can do that with the whisk.
Okay.
So I'll get a bowl for that. And some of these comments, when I read them, I think, you know, everybody's an expert, right?
Hey, you know what, Linda? I made cinnamon rolls. Linnell and I did when we had that pie shop in Hazel. I found this recipe, and I can truthfully say the best recipe I had ever made was cinnamon rolls. But I lost that recipe, and it was so easy, and they were good. I got the Apple magazine, but I do not know what happened to that recipe. And so I have never made cinnamon rolls on a consistent basis enough to know really how to do them. Linda has made them lots of times. Linda's cooked more than I have in the last few years. I cooked more whenever I was raising a family, but after my kids got up and grown, there was a spell there that I didn't cook as much. And so.
Okay, now I know we've got stuff everywhere. I'm going to try to move some of this. I still need the vanilla out. I guess I can put this up. And I can put the cinnamon up.
Is that your oven going off?
No, I just touched this beeper.
Okay.
I just touched it.
Okay. But these do smell good. This is almost as big as those, what is it, those cinnamon buns that you buy at the airport? At least that's where I always like to buy one, is at the airport.
We are going to, I've got some lemon juice squeezed. We may need some more.
Okay. Well, I can squeeze some more.
And let's see, we don't need this, we don't need this. Put up everything that we don't need. I've dropped this
I can get it.
2 or 3 times already today. Linda picked it up for me one time. Okay. So I need, I'll do some more juice because, go ahead and
I'm going to wash my hands. I just picked those papers up.
Go ahead and get some powdered sugar in the bowl, Mary.
Okay.
And I'll squeeze some more juice.
Okay.
Because I know that's not going to be enough.
I tell you, this is the time of the year that my hand starts getting dry.
I know, mine too. Mine have already started.
Okay, now put powdered sugar in the bowl, you say?
Yeah, you can look and tell about how much you need to put in there.
Okay, see here. Okay, let me get measuring cup. Your measuring cups is over there, though, weren't they?
They are up there, Mary. I'm sorry I didn't get one out. Okay, so my oven's ready. I'm gonna put these in the oven. And I'm going to set the timer on 20 minutes, and then I'm going to check them.
Now, Linda, do you sift your powdered sugar?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
And I want a little bit of salt, and then I don't think I actually put that on the recipe, but I want just a pinch of flake sea salt in here.
Okay.
And this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And it doesn't have to be just exact, Mary. We're going, because we have any left, we're going to have to make more icing anyhow. But I just want to do it one batch at a time.
Okay.
And I'll cut this other one for you.
All right. So. Just like to fill this one up.
Now these are so good. If you make these ahead, these are good on Christmas morning, on Thanksgiving morning, or just on a cold morning.
Oh, yeah.
When you just want a cup of coffee and some and a cinnamon roll.
Now, Linda, you can freeze these too, can't you?
Yes, you can freeze
after
them.
You get them. After they come out, what I would do, and I don't know, Linda, correct me if I'm wrong, you get them done, but don't brown them much if you're going to freeze them. Because once you freeze them and you pull them out of the freezer, you're going to have to bake them a little bit longer, so you don't want them to get too brown. Is that correct, Linda?
Well,
you get them done, but you don't want to get them real brown.
I'm going to tell y'all, I've
have-
never frozen it.
Okay.
Never frozen them.
Okay. What I'm going by is my experience with
Then you're
yeast
probably
rolls.
right.
With yeast
Probably
rolls.
right. The stairs
You get
on
them
it.
done.
Be the life.
And just a light brown. And then freeze them. And then when you take them out and you put them in the oven, they'll you don't want them to get too brown. That way they'll have a chance to brown. I would thaw them out first. Thaw them out, and then probably less than 10 minutes in the oven, and they're brown and hot.
Like they were
Yes,
just cooked.
yes.
If y'all ever wonder why you can't get zest off of a lemon, a lime, or an orange, it might be because you're using the wrong zester.
That
is amazing.
That was so easy when I did that orange while ago. It's so easy. Yeah, because I like it because I can hold on to that handle.
Yeah. And it's easy to shut and close.
And it also has a
It has a little protector on
It
it.
has a shield on it whenever you start to store it. Because I've cut my hand reaching in a drawer to get something, and if it didn't have a protector on it.
I'm gonna.
Okay, all I put in here is powdered sugar, Linda. Do I need? And you put a
Okay.
dash of salt.
I did, and I want.
here's the flavor.
Just a little bit of
All
vanilla.
right. Now, what do you want me to stir this with? You want me to use get a spatula or
Probably a
spoon?
whisk or a
whisk.
fork, whatever you'd rather do it with.
Well, a whisk is going to stick.
Yeah, I usually use a
Fork.
fork. Is what I usually
Yeah.
use.
Okay.
I'm gonna cover this zest because I don't want it to dry out.
So you want all of this orange juice? Is this orange juice or lemon juice?
It's orange juice.
Orange juice. Just put this in the.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be on the orange cinnamon rolls. That's actually what's on our list.
Yeah.
Is a
And
sweet
I guess
orange
I just
sweet
need
rose.
to come back over there because I keep moving around so much that.
I'm not going to put all that in there until I see. You may have it down to the
I'm going to get
consistency.
you some hot water. You're going to need more in it than that because I want it to be pourable. So
Oh,
I'll get some
okay.
hot water.
Okay. All right. Well, I haven't got the flavoring in here either. So.
Okay.
Okay. Flavoring. Well, it don't say on here flavor. Oh, it does. Okay, there it is.
Y'all can use milk. You can use whatever you want to. I use water. I know everybody will say something about.
Well,
why
I'm
didn't
not
you
going to
use
measure this
milk?
because I know about how much it goes in there. So I didn't have the measuring spoon right here. So
And Mary, that does not look like very much.
well, when you put that water in, it's just going to be thin. This will go. Is that the ones that you got done first? The orange?
The cinnamon. Now we put orange in this, so we're going to have to
Yeah.
make another batch.
Yeah.
Plain, because I don't want this on the cinnamon. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Okay. Is this going to go over a dozen? Is this going
It
to go over
should,
a dozen?
yes.
I
It did
think
the other day.
I think it will, Linda. Because when this hits that hot roll, it's going to melt.
Okay, so
So this is
we'll
enough.
just put a lid on that and get another bowl out to
Okay.
do for the cinnamon rolls, Mary. And just don't put orange in it. Just put.
This is the consistency because when this hits that hot roll, it's going to thin out quite a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All
I'm
right.
just going to put the lid on this and
Okay.
set it aside.
And so I'll just do some more. Do another
Yeah.
batch. Okay.
But we don't want orange in it. We just
Right.
want vanilla in it.
All right. Well, we're going to have to, are you going to, it has to have some kind of liquid.
Water.
Okay.
That's all I'm using is water. Hot water. And so I need to get this orange stuff back out of the way here. Do the rest of my zesting.
Okay. And salt.
Oh, I do need some more orange juice. I knew I needed some more orange juice. Now, if you don't have fresh oranges, you can use orange juice. The fresh oranges are going to be better because you really do need the zest. But you
This
can
was salt.
you can make it
Get another spoon.
with using orange juice if you want
I'm
to.
going to get a fork. I'm going to get a spoon.
Is that
What? What you need?
We had to.
That's water.
That don't have orange in it, does it? I don't think
Well,
it does. I think we're good.
Okay.
Let me move this.
Is this warm water?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Might not be now. Okay.
Well, I can tell you I'm going to need more of it.
Okay.
But I can get it.
I'll get it. I'll get it for you.
I smell them. You got them in the oven, don't you?
Yep.
I can smell them cooking.
I'm just going to cover this. This zest dries out really quick. So I'm covering it with saran wrap or stretch tight because I'm going to put that on top. When we ice in it, we're going to put this on top of it.
Okay. Put another tad of vanilla.
And the one thing that I haven't done yet for the orange, I may as well go ahead and get that done. When you're rolling out orange, you need something to go in the middle of it, right? So we're going to spread it with spread the dough with butter, and I'm mixing up a little bit of sugar and a little bit of orange juice and orange zest, and that's what we're going to spread over the dough
Okay.
to just give it a little bit of extra orange flavor.
Put a little bit more water in this. It doesn't take much liquid when you're working with powdered
No,
sugar.
it'll surprise you.
Yes.
You'll wind up getting it too thin
Hey,
and have to keep
Linda,
adding
have you
powdered
ever
sugar.
done that? I have done it so
Absolutely.
many times. I use evaporated milk on a lot of my frostings, and I just, because I'm bad about not measuring, and I just start pouring that milk in there, and I wind up with a big bowl of frosting before I powdered sugar buttercream before I get through because I put so much liquid in it. I think this is enough, Linda.
Okay.
I think I think that consistency is pretty good because when it hits that hot roll, it's going to melt.
Okay.
All right, we got that one done.
Okay, so you can just
so what-
set that somewhere, get it out of the way, put it in the utility room or set it on the table. As long as the bottom's not sticky, you can set it on the table.
It's not sticky.
Okay. All right, so this is the rest of the stuff for the orange here.
Let me cover it with the paper towel.
And I've got this mixed up, and that is just orange juice and just plain Imperial extra fine granulated sugar. And
So I know this probably is kind of scattered with y'all, but you may have to go back and look at it again in parts so you can put it all together, because this is the only way we can do it and
Yep.
not
sorry, I'm walked in front of the camera. And the
and
thing
have it
about
ready from the beginning to the end.
We've done this, and we had to do it in 3 different videos, if not the orange rolls,
But your cinnamon rolls,
yes. And
we did it 3 times.
people griped, complained, and so we're doing this so y'all can see all the different steps. And I think this is probably ready
This
to
is
roll.
your same recipe for her cinnamon rolls. I know.
With the variations.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But
we didn't want to put 2 or 3 videos on different days and you try to combine it. So we're combining it all in one, but you're just going to have to go back and mark it what steps goes first.
if there's anything that I've learned, and not just in the last few months since we've been doing this, we live in a society where people want things instantly, right? You order from Amazon, you get it the next day, or it can be on your doorstep that afternoon if you're in a city, or you order groceries and get them delivered. I don't, but I mean some people do. But with baking and cooking, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah, you can put something in a crock pot and walk off and leave it, and that's great for working mothers and working dads. But if you're baking, and it used to just make me laugh when somebody would call up and ask me and tell me they wanted I just was wondering if maybe you can make me just a simple little cake. And then they start telling me about 10 different things they want on it, not realizing that every one of those things takes about 3 or 4 hours to do.
It takes time. It takes time.
It is. It's different when you're baking. So I think we're ready to get those and get the dough and roll it out. And this is going to be the orange dough. So I'm going to get this over here.
Here.
I'll
We're
leave-
through with the mixing, right? Want your pen?
Yeah, I think we're through with this.
Okay. I'll move this. I don't think we're not mixing up anything else.
No,
Right?
we're not. But you
Okay.
are going to need this, and I'll get you another spatula.
Okay, well, I'm going to put your salt up. Your Fritz. Salt, I think
Use
goes
the holiday baking spatula. And
Now, this is your top to your cinnamon. Are we doing cinnamon?
no, we're not doing that
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Those are baking
Okay.
in the
All right.
oven.
Woo, now, what'd you say this was? This is lemon juice?
It's
orange juice.
Orange juice
Oh.
and sugar.
Okay.
Okay. So we're about to get to the step. Y'all, I guess maybe we could go over it again. We mixed up the dough.
First of all, we mix.
This is in the order that it should go in. We mixed up the dough, and then we put it in an oil bowl to rise. And then the next step is what we're fixing to do now. We're
Right.
the dough has risen. This is another set of dough, another recipe of dough. We're going to punch it down, and we're going to roll it out and roll it up and make it into these
So this
orange
is actually the
rolls.
second step.
Yes.
After you mix them up, your dry ingredients, your dough, put it in an oil bowl, cover it, and then this, after it rises, this is the step we're doing now.
Okay. So here's our orange dough.
Ooh, that looks so pretty.
You can see the little specks of orange zest in it. And it's going to be very light when I punch it down. I just wash my hands. And there's oil in the bottom of the bowl. See how light it is?
Mm-hmm.
Very light.
So clean. Take that.
Thank you, Mary. Okay. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of... I've got flour on my pastry mat, and I'm sprinkling just a little bit more on top of the dough. You can feel of it and feel how light it is.
I know what dough's supposed to look like. That is some good yeast dough.
See how easy it rolls?
I know it. I watched you do that other batch this morning. That is a good recipe.
So for any of y'all who might have still be thinking about that jelly roll, I do know how to bake.
Linda still ain't got over that day that she did the jelly roll and it messed up. But she does know it was just one of them bad days. But Linda she can't get over it.
I won't ever forget it. Don't worry, I won't.
Linda don't like to make mistakes, if you want to know the truth.
Well, I make them, but it's, when you're on camera live, it's a different story. But
Hey,
okay, so
even the best, Linda, even some of them famous chefs, they
I
make
know.
mistakes.
I know they do.
But it still don't make it easy.
Okay.
Make it easier.
Okay, so we're gonna, and you can see I don't have this perfect, but
Perfect mat.
Yeah,
The
we
pastry
love,
mat
love the mat. Y'all, I gotta
pasta.
sit down a minute.
Pamper Chef. Okay.
I've been on my feet.
Now what
a
I
long
know.
time. Okay, so now we're gonna if you'll just pour
This.
this out, just kind of put it to where I can spread it around. Now this may not look like much, but it's gonna be plenty. We're just gonna kind of spread it. We just want to give that extra little bit of, if you need to get that out, Mary.
Yeah, I'll need it. Yeah.
Because the frosting is going to have orange in it
Yeah.
also.
Right.
And it's going to have orange zest and a little bit of orange flavoring. Did you put orange flavoring in the icing, in the frosting?
And that orange?
I think you did, didn't you?
No, I put vanilla.
Okay.
You
Okay.
want orange?
We can
vanilla in
add
it?
just a drop or
Okay.
two in it.
Okay. There's a tad come off my fork.
Now this kind of runs because it's sugar and it's going to melt, so it might not look like it's much on here, but it's plenty. In fact, when I made those for the pictures, it ran out the sides.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. So just don't don't say, oh, I'm going to do a double batch of this because it's not enough on it. If you do, you're going to have a ooey gooey mess, and you're going to have a hard time getting your rolls out of your pan. So,
A spot right there. There you go.
okay, and I on my cinnamon rolls, I always take it out to the very end, but I'm not this because this
It
is going to
runs.
roll. It'll run out.
This is a step that if you was doing cinnamon rolls, that you would sprinkle your cinnamon and sugar.
You would cover your dough
Yes.
with butter, and soft butter, and I use salted. I always use salted butter, and then you would smooth it out with a spatula, and then just completely cover. Did they see us doing the cinnamon? Did they see us doing that, or have
Not
we
on
already
this
done
video.
that? Okay,
Not
okay.
on this one.
Okay,
You did on the one that, last year.
another one. Okay, I don't want a lot of extra flour on this, so. And I'm rolling from the short end, not from the wide end, because you want your cinnamon rolls to be nice and thick. And then I'm going to turn this around here. Well, I need to pinch my edges together.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that your edges are pinched together real good. Now, some dough is hard to do because it's got more flour in it.
If it's too dry,
it's too
yeah,
it's too dry.
This is
but-
very
but
light
this is-
dough. Very
This
light.
is very light. And help me line it up, Mary, with the numbers on the mat
Okay.
so we can get it even.
Okay. This is mine. I got it on mine over here.
Oh, I smell those cinnamon rolls.
Close the ends.
Yeah, you want to make sure that this is kind of
And on these mats, this pastry mat, it is so good because you've got your measurements. So I've
Your
got
numbers,
this one
yeah.
Yeah, I've got this 9 on here, and this and how, what is it on? And 9.
and
About
9.
9. So we know that
So-
half of that would be, I think it'd be start right here, 0. That makes it half because it's equal on both
Okay,
ends.
so we're going to cut them in half, and then we're going to cut them in half again.
So half
So-
of 9 be 4.5, somewhere between there, between the 4 and the 5.
Does that look right?
Yeah, it's close enough.
And
Between the 4
then,
and the 5.
okay.
It is kind of important because when you start cutting them in individuals, you'll wind up with different size rolls if you
Yeah.
don't do your little measurements.
Okay, and Mary, if you'll get our pans over there, I think they're right behind you.
Okay. And we want 2 in this one or 4 in this one.
Put 4 in the
4
little
and
one,
8 in the other
and
one.
we're going to show them how we do it. That needs to be on the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
facing the top.
The bottom, that's the end. That's the end roll. You put it on the bottom. You say 4 in this one.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to matter those because those are both ends are open anyway. So I'm going to check my cinnamon rolls and see how they're looking.
Just kind of shape them around. When she cuts them, they flatten a little bit. So you need to. Okay, you got 4 in that one.
Okay, they've been cooking 20 minutes, so I'm going to look at them, and I may turn the pan around. Sometimes I do that. Steam. Okay. Actually, Mary, I think these are done.
They look down.
I'm going to take these out. So we can put those, thank you, Linda. We can put those. The edges of them look brown. I think they're done.
And how long did you cook?
I cooked them 20 minutes. That's all I cooked them.
Is my phone not working? I mean my battery.
Okay, I'm going to move this because we're going to,
All right.
okay,
We got 8 in this one.
those look beautiful.
Orange.
Okay, so we're going to cover these.
And 4 in this one. And that's the recipe. It makes a dozen. This recipe.
Yes,
makes a
it
dozen.
makes a dozen.
I'm gonna
Where are
put
all
this
my,
in here. And you ready for here's the pot holders.
I was looking for these. I guess
okay.
I moved one of them out of the way or something. So you can put that over there on the pot holder. I'll put this on here. Cover this.
Thank you.
And then cover this. I'm just going to cover these with the paper towel.
Okay. All right. Sounds like my. All right. My speaker, my battery back on. Okay. All right. Now, what are we doing now, Linda? We're fixing to put, this is cinnamon rolls, so we're doing just the plain
Yeah.
powdered sugar.
Where's our icing at for the
I
cinnamon
got the
rolls?
cinnamon icing right here. You want,
hardest time keeping up with my little things that I
Okay.
want.
all right, here's a, I covered that, as y'all noticed, because we didn't want it to get hard on top. So,
Okay.
all right. Linda, you,
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna let you pour it, and I'm gonna put it down in the holes and the crevices.
okay. All right, are you ready?
I'm coming.
I guess it might be better just to, like you said, pour it.
Oh yeah, and I gotta get the pecans out too. I forgot about that.
I'll have to regroup on my end. You want all this on there?
I want every bit of it on there.
All right, then. Well, here we go. You
Let's
ever, the cinnamon rolls that you buy in those cans, they never have enough icing.
No, they don't. And the trick to this is getting this icing on them when they're hot.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry I touched
That's
your
all right.
hand.
And I got to get my pecans.
You want me to
think I've
spread
got-
that while you
think
get
I've
them, or
got
you want to
some-
tell me where they're at?
No, I'll get them. If you just make sure everything is on there, it's gonna be set before I get my pecans. I usually try to
Yeah.
have a little to drizzle on top.
Right. Oh, you mean after the pecans?
Yeah.
Well, I just put it all on
That's
here.
all right. That's okay. We'll just put these on there. They'll be good. These are toasted pecans, so they'll have a little bit of extra flavor. See, they won't stick after the icing sets.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure that icing gets on all of them. I don't like a dry cinnamon roll. Do you?
No.
I like that icing.
Yeah.
Of course, I know that's not. I know it's fattening, but that's what makes it good.
We might just mix up a little bit more.
Of icing?
Yeah.
I don't know, Linda. It's down in the sides and all
think
that.
so?
Yeah, I think that's enough. I really do. Don't you? Do you
Okay.
want to make more?
No,
I really
it's probably
think because
enough. It's probably enough.
it's all down in between them. So when you pull one out, you're going to have extra icing, frosting, or whatever you want to call it, glaze. I think it's actually supposed to be called glaze. All right, there we go.
I've kind of lost track of my time and stuff over here, but
Okay.
I think I've got the let's see, we got the orange ones in here, right? Did we put these? Oh no, they're rising. They're rising. They haven't risen yet. Okay, so let's
Now,
turn
what's
the,
this batch? Is that
that's
that's the second batch, and if this is
yeah,
the
that's
third
the
batch,
second batch. That's
this is
the
the
third
last
batch. So let me turn my oven down and put these in the oven, and they'll rise a lot faster than sitting on top.
Well, this right here is actually the completed, right?
It is. It is the completed. It is the completed. So what? How are we on time?
I don't know, but yeah, we're hey,
Okay.
Linda. This didn't just happen in an hour and 45 or 45 minutes. She's been working all morning. That's how we able to show you every step and the end result. So, hey, you had it timed pretty good.
So just set
Yeah.
that over there. We'll take one up and try it if y'all want to.
Well, you know that's not on my plan, but I am gonna take a bite of it.
Okay, well let's get some saucers out. And I don't have the kind of milk you drink, so
I don't need no milk. I promise you. I brought my water in this time. Linda, I brought you some water too.
Well, I have water. You don't have to bring your own water. You know that.
Well, I know that, but it don't hurt me.
Okay. Let me get some saucers.
Excuse me.
I'm going to step right in front of you, Linda.
Gotta wash my hands again now.
Are you going to eat one, Linda, or are you going to taste of your mama's?
I think I'm going to have to.
Okay.
That's a hard thing to do.
I know it is, and I don't mean to be tempting y'all at all. You know, we decided to do this stuff before y'all, I think we did, didn't we? Before y'all started
Yes.
on your...
Oh
on
yeah.
your,
Oh yeah. You don't have to plan your meals around us on this plan, because I do the same thing. I'm on the plan too, and I have to cook. Little Linda is also on this health plan. Matter of fact, little Linda is the one that got me on it. So, Linda is my coach. Little Linda is my coach on this. So if you have any inquiries about it, I can refer you to Little Linda, and because she is my coach. Why don't you just hack this?
Okay, we
If
can
you don't
have it.
mind. I mean, I could eat the whole thing.
Okay,
Linda.
just cut it in half there with the
Yeah.
thing, and I'm going to get me a bottle of water.
Well, I should have got you one out, Linda.
Oh, I've got.
Well, here, just drink this one here, and then we get Linda another one.
I won't know which one's mine if I drink your brand.
Oh, okay. We have different brands.
Not that it matters. It's
No.
just that's what we buy. Okay.
Linda, you need to sit down. Off camera, we'll help you finish those that you've got made.
So did they see them? What they look like?
Yeah.
Now this is the cinnamon. The orange ones are still in the process, but this is the cinnamon one was here.
Oh, thank you,
Got a lot
Lord.
of cinnamon in it.
Oh, you know this is going to taste good to me.
These look so pretty under a cake plate, don't they, Mary?
Very good. Very, very good. Sorry, little Linda. Hey, you're my coach. You need to just close your eyes.
Yeah, don't mean to torment you.
Oh, my goodness.
Do we have any
Delicious.
questions?
Yes. One has to do with your sweet little southern accents. A couple people have asked, what's a cup towel? Cup towel.
It's a cup towel, dish rag, cup towel, tea towel.
This was a question from, I think, yesterday or the day before. Who does y'all's hair?
We do our own.
We do our own. And you know how we do it? Whatever my hair decides to do that day.
It's when you have long hair, and we pretty much had long hair all of our lives. But when you get used to doing it a certain way, we roll it the same, and it's pretty much just trained to however we do it. And I'm saying this lightheartedly, you know, mine's not really trained for anything.
Mine neither. It does whatever the weather. It depends on the weather a lot.
It does.
But we still do our hair the same way we did when we were children. We roll it on
Yep.
bobby pins,
We
on
sure
pin
do.
curls.
Pin curls.
I roll pin curls all over my head. The top, the sides, and the back, all of it.
We've tried sponge rollers. We've tried hot rollers. A curling iron don't do nothing for my hair. It because my hair is not curly anyway. The best way to curl my hair And my hair will curl real easy, but the curl also comes out real easy.
Yeah, mine comes out a lot easier than it used to. My hair is below my waist, and so when I'm doing my curls, I'm wrapping around my finger and then I roll it up all the way to my head. That's how I do mine. And the top, I section it off. We're thinking about doing a little small clip for our members.
On the
yeah,
members,
because
yeah.
we don't want to do it on our videos because it's not kitchen. This is Sisters in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
So anyway, we rolled it on pin curls, and then the next morning I got curls all over my head, and then you brush them out.
I'm gonna check my bowl.
I thought about that one day. I go to all that trouble and put all them curls all on my head, and then I brush them out to fix it. I don't brush them completely out because I want it to have a little bit of body. So
I just moved that bowl just a little bit.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not used to
because of
having
the
it
heat.
on top of the burner, so I
Yeah.
just moved it over a little bit.
I'll tell you that cinnamon roll, Linda, is so good.
Thank you.
It is so good. And the orange, I know the video was about sweet rose, but we actually done the cinnamon rose first. But that's okay.
Because
They're
we
same.
wanted to show them how to do the orange rolls.
Yes. So the orange is done just like it, like you seen that we showed you the steps on
Right.
that. So
Any other questions?
Yes. Someone wanted to know. I know you said it, but a couple people missed it. Why did you put the water on the cinnamon roll?
Molly, our Molly, who is our mother's mother, was our mother's mother. She is the one that taught me that years ago when
Just
I was
put
very
water,
young.
just spritz
it
the water.
keeps them from drying out. And I wrote her. I was living in Mississippi at the time, and I wrote her, and she wrote me a letter. I still have it with the recipe on it. And she said that she brushes a little bit of water on the top of her rolls to keep them from drying out, and we just use a spritzer.
Yeah,
but it does
more
help.
modern thing.
Yeah.
She'd have probably used a splitzer
If she'd have had
if
it,
she'd have had
right.
one. Yeah, yeah. So the oven dries them.
They wanted to know why, or is this recipe in the cookbook?
Your cinnamon roll recipe is in the cookbook, isn't it? In our
The orange sweet roll is not, but I believe the cinnamon
I
roll
think-
is, Mary. I'm not positive.
I can't remember.
It's going to be a little different from this one, if it is,
Okay. All right.
because.
But this recipe is on our members page.
Yeah,
it's
it
where
is.
you can print it. It's you did real good, Linda.
Thank
We're
you.
proud of you. She was so worried that she said, "Now this is going to be a long video."
I really
but
thought it
she's
wa-
worked.
it-
You've worked so hard on doing so many before we got here. So,
Thank you.
any other comments or questions?
No, but my friend April,
Okay.
California. Can you give her a shout out? She's
Okay.
watching today.
Okay. Hi, April. That's little Linda's friend from. They were still in
Childhood.
diapers. They were still in diapers whenever we moved right next door to them, and they had been friends all their growing up years. Matter of fact, Linda, she went out to. Was it California? You went out to.
We do a trip every year.
They do a trip every year and meet little April lives. I still call her little April. April lives in California, and so they Linda flies out there, and they have a good 2 or 3 days visit, and I just love you, little April.
So we're glad you're watching us.
Yes. Little Linda and April both are very high strung. They both are. Little kids in diapers. They would play together every day almost until all of a sudden they started arguing and bickering and it's theirs and they're not going to share and there's toys and things like that. And Rita and I would come to the conclusion we need to separate them for a few days, and we would. Linda said, "Can I go see April?" And I said, "Nope, not for a few days." And then when they get back together, they was ready to play happy again. So we love you.
We
April.
sure do.
So any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, we did good today,
Well,
Linda.
I was
Good
wrong. I
timing.
thought we was
Good
going to be on
timing.
here a long time, and
Yeah.
we actually made it
Yeah.
within our hour's time frame. So these are something that it will be worth every minute you put into making these. Your
Yes.
family.
Oh,
will
I
love
want to
you.
make them. I'm going to make them too, and I'm going to use your recipe because I've made them and they don't. Mine's not this light.
And we can post some still pictures of the orange ones and when they're finished
Yeah.
on our
Yeah.
page, so you'll
Yeah.
see those. So Is there anything else we need to mention?
It was something that we was going to talk about. Was it? Someone mentioned, Linda, and I hate to do this on air, but I'm afraid I'll forget to ask you, little Linda. She said, one lady said she was having a problem this month printing this month's recipes. Is that just a glitch maybe on her part, or is it something you have to go back in there and make sure?
Well, I changed the format a little bit. You have to copy and paste. Last month there was a few that you could print, but the problem was when you printed, it printed the whole screenshot.
Several
and everything.
pages.
Yeah, so now you have to copy and then paste it to a Word.
Copy and paste to get to print it now, because it's a little bit different.
If they don't have Word, could they copy it in the body of an email
Of course,
and then
yeah.
print that too? So
Okay.
if you don't have Microsoft Office or something, you could do
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right.
Well-
Our Christmas wish list.
Yes.
We need to mention that again. That if you know of a needy family or single parent that's struggling or has some kind of tragedy in their life recently or whatever, and needs kitchen items, we're going to be giving away a Christmas box.
Yes.
On December the 9th. And we have to have the entries in by December the 1st. And you have to, you go to our website, and go down and reach contact. And that's what it is, the
Yes.
word contact. Go in there and tell us the story why this person started off Christmas kitchen wish list. Make sure Christmas is the first word, because that calls it to our attention. We put all those in a folder so we can look over them and read them, and we're going to pray about it. I'm going to be honest with you, because we want to give the family that the Lord sees is best, and we're going to do the best we can on it.
And they should put Christmas kitchen wish list in the subject line of the email.
Yes.
That's what we see, and that's how we take those. So we're real happy to be able to do this. We might not get everything on your list, but we'll do the best we can to send. And these will all be Pampered Chef items.
Yes.
So we thank y'all so much for joining us. We hope that y'all will make some of these delicious sweet rolls and let us know what you think about them.
Yes. We love y'all. Don't forget to count your blessings.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.